One more thought. Hotel California moves to Shanghai. None of us anticipated how long this COVID thing would last. Certainly, President Trump didn't when he talked about getting rid of it in April of 2020.
Looks like by April, in theory, when it gets a little warmer, it miraculously goes away. I hope that's true.
But coming up on 2 years later, it feels sometimes like this will never end. We've now lost over 750,000 people here in the United States and around 5 million around the world, while the economic disruption just continues right to the present day, as Fed Chair Jay Powell admitted again just this week.
We were on a path to a very different place. Delta put us on a different path.
And inflation? Well, Kristalina Georgieva of the IMF says it's really just a vaccination problem.
Preferably, we should see tempering inflation. And how can we do that? Well, focus on reducing this divergence. Vaccinate the world so we can see production everywhere stepping up.
Nothing could compare with the loss of life and the economic dislocation. But let's be honest, there's also the sheer annoyance of still having to deal with it all. The wearing the masks that leads airline passengers to become violent. And as Ed Bastian of Delta tells us, get banned from traveling permanently.
We've had a few incidents, not a lot on Delta, but anyone that doesn't want to wear a mask and they're on board, we give them the option to either wear the mask or they're taken off the flight and put on our no-fly list. And we've had about 2,000 people that we've put on the no-fly list, the permanent no-fly list, over the course of the pandemic.
But as frustrated as you might be, you can take heart. You probably don't have it as bad as 34,000 people who went to visit the Disney theme park in Shanghai. They all went with their small children for a magical day, but one person tested positive for COVID. They closed the park, wouldn't let anyone leave until every single one of the 34,000 people had been tested. It took until about midnight. You can imagine what that would have been like with your 5 or 6-year-old child. And to add insult to injury, in the end, no one else tested positive. I guess better safe than sorry, but like the Hotel California, you can check in, but you can never leave. At least not until you've had yet another COVID test.